Hi guys, this is Manu from Piano Sight Reading, where I help pianists improve their sight reading. In this video, I'm going to share with you my tips for improving sight reading faster. And today I'm going to be demonstrating my tips with an actual piece. So we have a piece here by Kabalevsky called By the Campfire. So the first thing you want to do before sight reading is scan the music. And the first thing you should look at is the first bar, because this is where you have the most important information. So you've got the key signature, which is this part here, and so this tells you we have 4 sharps, and at the top of your head you should know what these are. So you've got F, C, G, and D. Okay, and if you know your key signatures, you know that this is E major, so you know what to expect in the piece. Okay, now the next thing is the time signature, which is 3/4, so that will tell you how to count the piece. Okay, and then the other thing is the tempo, moderato, which means moderate tempo. Now, with the tempo, it's good if you can play it at the tempo they say, but if that's too fast, then take it slower. So it's better that you play at a steady pace than too fast, and then trip up. Okay, now in this piece, you'll notice that actually the right hand is in the bass clef, and the left hand is in the treble, so you have to be careful, always check the clefs as well. Okay, now the next thing you do is you scan the rest of the piece to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. So this can include accidentals. Now one that jumps at me right away is this one, which is double sharp, and it can take some time to process that. So F double sharp is actually a G, so just bear that in mind. Now let's see what else we have. In this bar we have a syncopated rhythm, so you might need to go through that bar just to work out the rhythm. So you can tap the rhythm with both hands. So it'd be da, da, da. Let's see what else we have. Here we have a time signature change, so we're going into 2/4. And then over the page we have a key signature change. So now we have 3 flats, which are B, E, A flat, which is E flat major. Okay, and then it goes back to E major here. So you try to spot all of these in the score. Now something else you want to look at is any notes that are on ledger lines, like here, because those can be hard to work out on the spot. So this is A flat, this one is F, this one is B. Okay, and the rest seem to be okay. Now right before you start playing, look to see how loud you should start. Check to see if you need to use the pedal, so you have your foot ready, and in this one you do have pedal. And check your hand position, so your 5th finger will be on E in the treble, and then your right hand will be on the G in the bass. And just before playing, go through the rhythm in your mind and then count 1 bar in, so that you establish a tempo, and try to keep that tempo throughout the piece. While you're playing, try to keep your eyes on the music, so that means try to not look down. So your eyes should always be 1 or 2 notes ahead of where you're playing. If looking down is something you find hard to do, then check out my blog article on how to play without looking at the keys. I'll put a link in the description below. And once you start playing, keep going. Okay, so no matter what mistakes you do, try to maintain the tempo and try to keep going. Because when you're sight reading, what you're aiming for is fluency. You're not aiming for perfection. Perfection is something that you aim for with the pieces that you work on. But when you're sight reading, you want to make it flow and keep the music going. So that means playing at a slower tempo. If you take it too fast, then you're going to stop all the time. So take it slowly and try to keep the beat going. And another thing too is when you're reading, try to notice the dynamics, the figuring, any tempo markings or expressive markings, the articulation. I know it's a lot of information to take in, but try to take in as much as you can. That's why going at a slow tempo will really help you in this situation. I'm now going to attempt to sight read this piece. So as you see, that wasn't perfect, but I tried to keep going no matter what, and I tried to make music out of the dots as much as possible. Okay, so to recap, scan the music, look at all the information you need to know in advance, and then once you're playing, try to keep going, try to keep your eyes on the music and not look down, and try to observe as many of the markings as you can from the score. To help you remember the tips I've mentioned today, I have made a free cheat sheet that you can download from my website. I'll have the link in the description below for you. Okay, and last piece of advice, if you are a beginner, find music that is easy for you to sight read. Try to find music where 80% of the music is familiar to you and only 20% is unfamiliar to you. Because if you use music where almost all of it is unfamiliar to you, whether it's rhythms that are unfamiliar to you or key signatures, you're going to feel overwhelmed. And the best way to do that is to use progressive method books, or even better, progressive sight reading books, because those are designed to really introduce concepts gradually, so you won't feel overwhelmed with too much new information. I've got links of all these books in the description below. Alright, that's it. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Happy sight reading!